Good morning and welcome to Greece. My name's Andrew and I live here, and I think I have a fantastic treat today because I have been given access to a couple of premium quality villas here in Koroni, south of Kalamata, that are currently being built. One, as you can see, is in construction, and the other one, which we'll see in a few minutes, is almost finished. So we're going to look at both of them. We're going to talk about the costs, we're going to talk about the time of build, we're going to talk about the methods of construction, and we're going to have a look around them. So I hope you find this interesting, whether you're thinking of buying in Greece, building in Greece, or you're just curious about what a top quality villa in the Southern Peloponnese looks like now. So, before we start, I just want to offer some full disclosure. I am not in any way being paid to make this video. Dimitri, who owns or part owns GDG Developments, is a family friend, old childhood friend actually of my wife, and his family and my wife's family have known each other for donkey's years. And he develops properties down here in Koroni to order. So effectively, he only builds to specification. An owner comes along, engages him contractually to build a property, and he's building these two properties now. So he has given me access to show you these properties. In return, I'm going to display on the screen his details, how you can contact him should you be interested. But you can see the villa behind me is in construction. There is some noise, I apologise for that. I can't edit it out, but we're going to have a look around. We're going to talk about the costs, we're going to talk about the build, we're going to talk about the construction. Hopefully it will be really interesting to you. Let's start with the land. This property sits on approximately 5,000 square metres of land, and you will see in a few minutes it has the most amazing views. Now, this land was purchased apparently in 2007, so quite a while ago, for about 160,000 euros. And I always think this is a sensible move. When you can afford it, buy the land, because then no one can take it from you. And when you can afford to build, you build. Now, the property that we're looking at, you can see, beautiful villa. It's going to be about 220 square meters inside. It has 3 bedrooms, it has 3 bathrooms and a WC, it has an infinity pool, it has the most amazing large open plan salon and kitchen that we'll see in a minute, and I'm just going to take you inside. But you can see the techniques here are very traditional, and the total build value for this, excluding land, is going to be about 400,000 euros, and it will be considered a premium construction here. Now, just very quickly before we go inside, I want to show you, they are cladding the outside in traditional stone at the moment, and it is hard work. The gentleman here is cutting each and every stone to size so that it fits the walls when it's lifted up, and they don't have to bring it back down and rework it. So there is a huge amount of work that is being done here. But let's go inside and have a look at this property now. So here inside, you can see we have a large lounge space. We come straight into what is essentially the living room here. And this is about 60 square meters, and it has the most amazing panoramic views. Now, I don't know what these windows are going to cost, but I can tell you, everyone does aluminium windows in Greece. You never do UPVC. You only do aluminium because of the sun and the sea. If you do UPVC here, it will fall apart within about 4 or 5 years. So you do aluminium. They are more expensive. I can tell you now, window here, this window at the end here, which is probably 2 meters by 1 meter, I would estimate to be at least 1,000 euros. So then when you start to talk about these fully opening panoramic windows, which are going to surround the living room here, you're talking serious money. And you may have noticed there is a hole in the ground here, and this is going to be the infinity pool that the owner has specified. Again, so absolutely fantastic. It's only about 5 minutes walk down to some beautiful private beaches and coves down here, but the owner also has his own or her own swimming pool here. Just fantastic. And I should say the owner here, the builder here, is a Northern European, and that's very common in Koroni. There are a lot of Germans, there are a lot of British, there are some French here. It's at the moment, that is the market for property here. But you can see, absolutely beautiful, beautiful property. So going back inside from the pool area, we're going to have a kitchen at the end here. Now, this will be an open plan kitchen with a salon. There's going to be an island here. You can see the pipework down here for the island. There'll be a sink by this window here, and there's going to be a storage cupboard under these fantastic stairs here. There is no underfloor heating. Now, a lot of these constructions now have underfloor heating, but in this instance, that is not the case because the owner has specified that he's going to use solar and there's going to be a lot of solar on the roof, both electric and water. So this property will be an EPC grade A. It will be highly efficient, and you can see the construction here. I just want to show you. So you have these air bricks, which are very typical in Greece. Then we have 10 centimetres of high value insulation. Then in this case we have an air gap because the windows are going to fold back seamlessly into this air gap. And then on the outside, in this instance, we have another brick rendered wall, and the rendering obviously renders it watertight and so on. But this is one of the very few areas that's rendered. The rest of it is stone clad, and I'll show you that as we go upstairs. So we have this beautiful large lounge with this open plan kitchen. Next to it we have a downstairs WC. You can see they've put in the cistern, which will be built into the wall, so it will be a floating toilet, high specification again. And then at the back we have a ground floor bedroom, and there are 3 bedrooms in this property. 2 of them mirror this one, and then we have the owner's bedroom. So let's have a quick look at this one. So the idea here is you have this panoramic view downstairs. Obviously this is going to be the 3rd bedroom, but you have this stone clad wall at the end where the bed will be and the headboard will be, and then we go through into a fully featured bathroom. So at this end you're going to have a sink. Then again we have the system built into the wall for the toilet, and at the end here it's going to be a wet room effectively. We're going to have a walk-in shower, and you can see the plumbing here for the shower. And I was talking about the construction with the stone cladding. You have the air bricks, then you have your 10 centimetres of high value insulation, then you have this solid stone clad wall outside. This wall is taking 2 to 3 months to construct, and that is high value in every sense. It's a beautiful visual. Now then, let's go upstairs. We have this lovely sweeping staircase, very, very high ceilings. I love it. Fantastic feeling of space in here. I don't know if that comes out on the camera, but there is a fantastic feeling of space in here. And there are only 2 bedrooms up here. I feel like I'm showing you around a yacht or something. But we have a mirror of the bedroom downstairs. So we have yet another stone-clad wall which the bed will face onto, but the views here over Koroni are just beautiful. And then again, I'm not going to repeat myself, but we come into a mirror of the bathroom downstairs with the shower, the cistern, and the toilet. But obviously being upstairs, you have these amazing views. And I show you them again because I just can't get enough of them. This picture window here is just enormous. It's got to be 2.5 meters square. It's just fantastic. And you can see the quality of the construction here. This is a very high quality construction. Before they start with walling in, they will first of all create a concrete skeleton. And you can see here, concrete skeleton, concrete floors. You're not going to hear anything from upstairs, downstairs. And this skeleton will be specified very highly because in 2000, the law changed around the construction of buildings here. And from 2000, you have to have these concrete skeletons. They have to be reinforced to a particular standard. The foundation beams have to be tied together because we are in a seismologically active zone, a beautiful zone, but a seismologically active zone. And therefore, the concrete skeleton of this place that everything else then hangs off and fits into is incredibly important. But let's go through into what will be the owner's bedroom. Now, it's not enormous, but the views from here are just astonishing. I mean, it blows my mind, to be honest. You have these picture windows again about 2.5 meters square. The bed will be over here on this wall. The height of the ceilings, I would say, is probably 10 foot plus maybe. And then you come out of the owner's bedroom onto the owner's private balcony, which is probably in itself 30 square meters. And the views from here, it's going to have a glass balustrade around. It's going to be unobstructed views. And the views from here are just tremendous. I'm very excited to be showing you this one. I think it's just beautiful. Now, if you enjoy this video, let me know, because I have an opportunity to film a couple of villas which are also being built by the same company, but in Kalamata. And I know some of you are interested in Kalamata, so let me know. And if you're interested in that, we'll go down after Christmas and film those as well. You can see here the window from the 2nd bedroom that I showed you, that 2.5 meter window, mirrored in the owner's apartment, going to be maintained white. And then we have, within the owner's bathroom, we have, again, a very similar setup. We have a cistern, we have a larger shower over here, and then we have a toilet here, again with beautiful views over the countryside. So this is going to be a very high-spec villa. I'm down by my pool, I wish, but you can see this is a fabulous construction. dream construction, to be honest, for most of us, certainly for me. And just as a summary before we go, land, €160,000, which was purchased in 2007, now probably worth 260,000 plus. Located in Koroni, about 55 minutes from Kalamata. Total land area about 5,000 square metres. Total property build area about 220 square metres. 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 1 WC, open plan salon, €400,000 construction fee in addition to the cost of the land. And they started this in March 2024. They expect to finish absolute latest end of July, August 2025, but they think they will finish earlier. They believe they will finish in about April 2025 as per the customer specification. So I'm just going down to the beach near the second property because let's face it, if you are going to buy a premium villa in Greece, you want to be able to go to the beach. So I'm just going down this little path, which is 3 or 4 minutes walk from the villa I'm about to show you. So look at this. This is absolutely fabulous. I know I'm a fan of the Peloponnese. I know I'm a fan of Greece. I go on about it all the time. But this is why you want to seriously consider living here. Forget Athens. Forget the islands. If you want value for money, we're still talking big bucks if you want a nice villa, but if you want value for money, if you want island experience without the people, without the crush, without the cost, then come to the Peloponnese because this is absolutely magnificent. Here we are at our second property. Now this is a slightly different proposition. It's still a villa, but it's a more traditional style. The construction is still the same. You have a concrete frame, you layer onto that concrete frame with air bricks, with insulation, with render, etc. Double skin, as we saw in the first place. But it's a more traditional style. And you have options here. Firstly, the land is smaller. It's about 1,000 square metres. Secondly, we are surrounded by properties here. We're in an area called the Holy Trinity, or Aia Triada, and we're about 15 minutes from Koroni here. So property prices are still very high. If you want to buy this as a complete unit, it's about 500,000 to 600,000 euros. But you have the option here to also split this into a ground floor and an upper floor apartment, and you'll see that as we go around and have a look. But it's fantastic views again, huge balconies, high spec finish, perhaps not as high as the villa, that we looked at a few minutes ago is going to be, but it's still a very interesting watch. It's on the market for about 600,000 euros for both units as they stand. Obviously that is negotiable, and if you wish to then split it and sublet the top unit or whatever, you're very welcome to. Now the interesting thing here is that there is a lot of wood. I mentioned earlier that aluminium is the preference for windows, and generally nowadays it is, but in these more traditional properties you have wood, and as I said, no UPVC. The wood here, provided you look after it, good for 25 years to be honest, but you have to look after it. And the interesting thing about the windows here is that because you're using wood, you can see here a window, you're using about 15 mil of glass thickness. Now these are energy efficient windows, but if you use aluminium, you generally go thicker. You perhaps go up to 25 millimeters. When we renovate the apartment in Athens, which I'm going to talk about in another video in a couple of weeks, then you will see we're going to use 25 mil glass. But for wooden, generally you use thinner, you use 15 because the frames are naturally thinner. But here we are, we're in the salon, the living room if you like. You've already seen absolutely fantastic and beautiful views out of the window across the Messininian Gulf. This is part of the Ionian Sea, by the way. We're right down south. If you're wondering about the land opposite, that is the Mani Peninsula. And as I said, you can see there are properties being built around here, each of them on about 1,000 square metres of land. This one apparently is owned by some Germans who are planning to live there and retire there. So as I said, it's all foreign money. But these two floors are about 120 square metres in total, 60 metres per floor. And as I said, they can be configured as either a house or 2 apartments. It's entirely up to you. They're laid out exactly the same. So the kitchen, the cucina, will be here. You can see ready to be fitted out. And they won't fit out the kitchen until it is sold, because it will be fitted out to the specification of the owner, depending on whether they want 1 or 2 kitchens. And knowing Dimitris, I can guarantee that this will be done. If you negotiate it, if it's in the contract, he will do it for you. But you can see here the bathroom, porcelain tiles, nice bath, little sink there, toilet over the other side, and it's mirrored upstairs again. And then at the back here, we have a bedroom. So this is technically either 2 one-bedroom apartments or 3-bedroom house, depending on how you choose to configure it. Again, out onto the balcony. Now, the lower apartment, if you wanted to keep it for yourself, is probably the cheaper one because of its access to the views and the size of the balconies. There is room out here, as you can see, the land goes back some way, for a swimming pool. Now, a swimming pool is not included in the price, but should you want to put a swimming pool in here, it is absolutely no problem to do so. And it gives you the option of perhaps buying this initially, renting out one of the apartments to return an income, or indeed both of them, should you be retiring here later. And then when you can afford it, or when you decide to live here more permanently in the future, you can build your own swimming pool. So you have various options with this one, and it does give you the option potentially to actually sublet and make some income off this property. So then, if we come back through to the entrance hall, you'll notice there are some stairs here. Now, should you split this into 2 apartments, obviously, you can close off the stairs for the upper apartment. You can see here marble. Now, marble in Greece is very cheap and commonly used. Now, these stairs are going to be finished on top with wood, but you can see the marble here is about 20 millimeters in thickness. That is typical. When you use marble, particularly on the floor, you generally use about 20 millimeters. That gives you sufficient strength. And you could put marble right the way through here. It would not be significantly more expensive than the porcelain tiles. But in here, they've gone for porcelain tiles. And we're now in the upper apartment. You can see there is going to be a little mezzanine up here. So effectively, you've got a storage area or another area for a bedroom, whatever. You are going to have to air condition that. If you want to use that in the summer as living space, you're going to have to air condition it, because trust me, it will get warm up there. But it will help keep this area cooler. Then you've got these fantastic balconies up here. So this one is over the front, and you can see beautiful balcony. You can see what I meant about being in a little community here. All, as I said, foreign invested pretty well. Very nice little quiet place. Beautiful. I've already shown you, quite close to the beach. And the layout here is exactly the same. So if you wanted to use it perhaps as a second apartment, you can make this area here into a kitchen, or you can wall it off should you wish and have an extra bedroom. The choice is yours. Perhaps you start off with 2 apartments, you rent out one, you keep one for yourself, make an income, and then when you're ready to move here or retire here in the future, you take both and knock them together. It's up to you. So again, similar bathroom. You can see porcelain tiles. No reason you couldn't do marble if you want. It's up to the owner to specify. And then this beautiful, beautiful bedroom and these beautiful views out over the Messinian Gulf. And this, for me, is why you buy this house, because of look at these views. And you own the land down to the road. I don't know if you can see the road down there, but you're not going to be immediately blocked by anyone building in the front of you. There will be people ultimately building in front of you, and you need to be aware of that. Whenever you buy property in Greece, you need to be looking at it and thinking, in 10 years' time, am I still going to have these views? You will have something built in front of you, but the chances are that it is going to be very much at a distance and not really affect you. And you can see in the distance past the houses, Koroni and Koroni Castle there. So we're about 15 minutes drive, probably only 4 or 5 kilometres, but 15 minutes drive, because the roads around here are a little bit rural, I have to say. Now, my plan is at the moment, should you enjoy this video, to come back in March and refilm the villa that we looked at first of all, in its almost complete state, to show you what it's like with a bathroom fit out, with interior fit out, with perhaps most of the groundwork done. So I hope that will be of interest to you. And provided, again, you're enjoying these videos, we will probably have opportunity to go, firstly, to see a new construction, an amazing, I've seen the plans, amazing villa on the hillside in Kalamata, which is probably going to begin in January, February next year. And also one in Koroni, looking over a beach called Zaga Beach, which is just a fantastic beach. Now, I'm not going to be a property channel. I just want to explore Greece and show people who are interested in Greece the options available to you should you want to come on holiday here or make something more permanent. So I hope this video has been useful. I hope I've inspired you to start looking around Greece and visit the Peloponnese and see beyond the islands. And I really thank you for watching my videos. I appreciate it. I do this as a hobby, not a business. I do it because I love Greece. I love making videos, and it taxes me. It pushes me to think and do things. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I look forward to doing more for you soon. Thank you very, very much.